Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So my name is Bianca. If you're new, welcome. Uh, Today I thought it'd be fun if we did a little book tag. So this is the reading habits book tag. Um, I saw Alexandra Rosalind do this and I loved her video. It was amazing. So I thought, why not? If you can hear hammering for whatever reason, people upstairs are doing something. And I'm sorry. Thought they'd stopped. So the first question, do you have a certain place at home for reading? I have this area right behind me. This is a chair that was my mother's, but I took it. It's got the blanket with my grandfather on it from when he passed, and then my bookshelves are right here. I also read on my bed. I'll read on the couch. I really will read anywhere where I can curl up with a book, a blanket, and something to drink. So that is really my place for reading, just anywhere I can curl up, get comfortable, and just lose myself in a book. Bookmark or random piece of paper. If you have watched my videos before, you know I just put out a video about my bookmark collection. I have so many. So this is a book I'm currently reading. If I have a choice, definitely a bookmark. If I am out and I do not have a bookmark with me, I will use anything. I will use a post-it note. I will use a ripped piece of paper. But I tend to stick to bookmarks because I will bring a book from home. It will already have a bookmark in it, and I will use that. Number 3, can you just stop reading, or do you have to stop after a chapter / a certain amount of pages? I have to stop at a chapter. I cannot stop in the middle of a chapter. It bothers me. So I always try to do my best and stop reading at the beginning of a chapter. Another example, I stopped reading at chapter 31. I have to stop at a chapter. I do not give myself restrictions on how many pages I have to read before I can stop. I just try to finish at least a chapter. And usually by the end of that chapter, I want to read more. So it works for me. Number 4, do you eat or drink while you're reading? I do not eat while reading because I don't want to get anything on the pages. And it's a struggle for me because I am a snacker, but I tend to not eat. If I'm gonna eat, I will put my book aside and I will pick up something else. I'll put on a show and then I'll eat and I'll come back to it after I'm done. I do drink while I'm reading. I will either drink water or I'll have some tea or I'll have a coffee. Always love my coffee. But I don't really eat while I'm reading. Multitasking, music or TV while reading. I always have something on. I have to have background noise, whether it's music, a ASMR room, an aesthetics room, even the TV. If I'm put on a show that I've seen a million times and I don't have to pay attention to it, I will read while I'm doing that. I just finished rereading A Discovery of Witches and I had the TV show on the background as I was reading the first book. So I have to have something on, whether it is music or the TV, there has to be noise. 6, one book at a time or several at once. I can have more than one book started, but I usually focus all my attention on one book. Like I was reading A Discovery of Witches and I'm also reading From Blood and Ash. I tend to pick one and focus on that, and then I'll go back and I'll finish the other one. If I feel like I'm not as interested in one book, I will put that book down and I will pick up another one. It really just depends. So I can have multiple books open, but I will usually just focus on one. Reading at home or elsewhere. I will read anywhere. I prefer to read at home because I like to be comfortable. I like to just lounge around in whatever and lay down and just lose myself in a book. When I'm out, I tend to get distracted, but I will pick up a book and I will read anywhere. Reading out loud or silently in your head. I read out loud. And my mother makes fun of me for this because I read out loud. I will pick a favorite character, usually the main character, and I will read their lines, and that is my life. That is how I read. So that's another reason why I like to read at home, because I do tend to read out loud. Do you read ahead or even skip pages? I will read ahead. I will peek ahead in books, but I always go back and I read what I skipped. If I feel like a part in the book is going slow, or I want to see if something happens between the two main characters, I will take a peek and then I'll go back and I'll continue reading what I was reading. But I do peek ahead and I do skip pages sometimes, but I always go back and I read the pages I skipped. Do you write in your books? I do write in my books. I used to not do it, but starting maybe like last year or so, I have started annotating my books. I write in them, I underline. Where's an example? I also write on post-it notes if whatever I'm writing is too big to fit. Like here's another one, post-it note. Here's one. So I underlined, and then I wrote a question that I had. I read this book twice, so I'll write a post-it of my original thought, and then as I was rereading, and then as I was rereading, I had another thought, so I put that in there. I'm trying to find one where I wrote a lot. I don't tend to write long passages into the books because they don't normally fit, but I will write little sentences in the sides of the books. So I know a lot of people don't believe you should write in books, so don't come for me, but I knew I was gonna love this book. I knew I wasn't gonna sell it, or unhaul it, so I wrote in it. If I don't think I'll enjoy a book, I won't write in it, because then I can unhaul it and I don't have to worry about anybody worrying about any marks I've made in the book. But I'll mark this a lot. And even for Discovery of Witches, I read the ebook, knew I was gonna love it, bought the hardcover, bought the softcover, and then annotated the softcover. It really just depends on how much I enjoy the book, but I do write in my books. So those are my reading habits. Some of them aren't so good, but they're my habits. I love reading so much, and those are what I do when I read. I would love to hear about any habits you guys have, so if you want to feel like answering these questions, please leave your answers down in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe. I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.